Well, when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through.
You ever wonder what really goes on behind the velvet ropes of Hollywood? Like behind the award shows and glam selfies where the lights are low and the NDAs are thick? Well, if you've been paying attention lately, the veil is slipping, and two men who are yanking it down hard are Katt and Terrence Howard. Yeah, the comedy icon and the Oscar-nominated actor are making it very clear. They are not here to play by Hollywood's rules anymore, especially not Diddy's.
You know how many celebrities went to Diddy's house? Thinking they was finna dance?
No.
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach.
To be gay in Hollywood, you never expected. They be having these big mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms, and you around and look in the wrong room and nigga, come here. Is that two niggas kissing?
Now, if you've been even half awake on social media lately, you've probably seen clips of Terrence Howard's jaw-dropping appearance on the PBD podcast. The man sat there with the calmness of a monk and spilled the kind of tea that would burn your tongue clean off. He wasn't just talking about industry politics, he straight up said that making it in Hollywood means giving up your man card. And let me tell you, the way he described it, it wasn't metaphorical. He was talking about real sacrifices, the kind that apparently go down at Diddy's infamous mansion parties.
That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
According to Terrence, the rise to fame isn't just about talent. It's about how much of your soul you're willing to pawn. And for some celebs, that means going to parties where what happens behind closed doors isn't just scandalous. It's spiritual betrayal. That's the phrase Terrence used. He said once you give up your manhood, not physically, but spiritually, you never get it back. And then he dropped the bombshell. Diddy himself allegedly tried to make a move on him. Yeah, you heard that right.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication.
According to Terrence, Diddy invited him over under the pretense of needing help with acting. Said he wanted Terrence to coach him. Next thing you know, Diddy's staring at him in silence, not rehearsing, not asking questions, just looking. Then he switches it up and says he wants to hear Terrence's music. Still no conversation, just sitting, staring, vibes, creepy. Terrence's assistant finally clued him in. He wants to hang out again next week, and that's when it clicked. Terrence ghosted Diddy completely, but it wasn't just a one-time thing. Terrence claims he had multiple producers in Hollywood try the same shady approach, throwing out so-called opportunities that quickly turned into awkward advances. He said he shut every single one down, sometimes politely, other times with a threat to knock someone's head off. Because in his words, there's a difference between a guy and a man, and a real man doesn't play that.
Number of producers coming to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room.
Now, this might sound shocking to some folks, but here's the kicker. Katt Williams has been saying this for years, and nobody listened. Everyone called him crazy, said he was just bitter or burned out. But guess what? Now he's out here saying, I told y'all, and it's hitting very different. Remember when Katt told Fat Joe that Diddy tried to take him to dinner and he had to politely decline? Yeah, Katt straight up said, I don't let men take me out. That was years ago. And then there was that viral Club Shay Shay interview, where Katt claimed he had to turn down $50 million 4 different times. Not because he didn't want the money, but because he wasn't willing to trade in his dignity. He even joked about protecting his integrity and that virgin hole. And while people laughed, he wasn't joking.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
And now with Terrence coming forward, fans are connecting the dots. Some are even saying the two should start a podcast together and just air the whole industry out. No filter, no PR team, just facts and fallout. And honestly, that podcast would break the internet. And the speculation isn't just online rambling. Fans are craving more. One person posted, Terrence and Katt on the mic together, the world's not ready. Another said, these two are about to blow the lid off Hollywood. I hope they have security. And listen, when your truth starts making people nervous, that's how you know you're touching real power. But this whole man card conversation runs deeper than just Diddy or one awkward invitation. Katt and Terrence are blowing up an entire conversation around how black men are treated in Hollywood, especially when it comes to emasculation. Katt's been vocal about that infamous industry pattern of putting black men in dresses. He said time and time again, it's not about comedy, it's about control. Remember Eddie Griffin? Back in the day, he called this out during his film Foolish, which he wrote. There's a whole scene in there where a producer tries to convince his character to wear a dress because all the greats have done it. Sound familiar? Yeah.
So what do you think? It's never been done before. 3 lovable drag queens driving cross-country, helping middle America solve its problems.
Y'all want me to wear a dress?
Foolish. This isn't a throwaway role. You'll be carrying the emotional energy of the movie.
Man, it's not that I don't appreciate the offer, because I do, but there's a lot of money involved.
We're talking a major motion picture here, Foolish.
I don't know, man.
Harrison.
That's Harrison. So yes, that's me.
Yep. That's it. Yeah.
I ain't feeling that, man. Can I just say something that every actor probably want to say to a couple of gentlemen like yourselves?
Sure. Anything you want to say. Go ahead.
Yeah. Kiss my black.
Fast forward a few years, and Dave Chappelle is on Oprah telling a similar story about how he was being pushed to wear a dress for a role with Martin Lawrence. He refused. He said it made him uncomfortable, and that should have been enough. But apparently, it wasn't.
No, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it.
Then there's Kevin Hart. At first, he swore it never happened to him. Said he had boundaries.
Definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross.
But then a few years later, boom, SNL sketch in a dress. And after that, career explosion. And Katt was quick to point it out, saying Kevin wasn't targeted because he was special. It was just his turn. He even tied it back to what he calls the Illuminati choice. In his words, some of us are against the Illuminati and we pay for it. The press hates us and nobody likes us. Most people brushed it off at the time, thought Katt was spiraling. But now that Terrence is echoing the same concerns, people are listening. especially after Terrence came out and said he believes he was blacklisted for refusing to play the Hollywood game. He said flat out, "My daddy taught me, never take the vertebrae out your back or the bass out your voice." According to him, today's industry wants soft, agreeable, and androgynous. He said, "They allow white men to be strong. When black men are strong, it's a threat." And when Terrence was asked if refusing to conform got him kicked off Iron Man 2, he didn't dodge. He didn't stutter. He said, "They want you to change who you are, and I wasn't going to let that happen." So now we've got two men, Katt and Terrence, standing tall while everyone else ducks. They're risking careers, reputations, and possibly more to speak their truth. And whether you believe every word or not, you've got to respect the guts it takes to say any of this out loud. Hollywood thrives on secrets. It polishes the surface and buries the dirt. But every so often, someone digs it back up. And right now, Katt Williams and Terrence Howard are holding the shovels. What do you think? Are Katt and Terrence finally forcing Hollywood to answer for decades of shady behavior? Or are they just echoing conspiracy theories to stay relevant? Either way, the conversation is no longer behind closed doors. And we're all watching it unfold in real time. Don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe to our channel. Because if this is what they're saying now, just imagine what they've still got locked and loaded.